Hello, and thank you for joining me here on my learning block. Today we're adding fractions, and if you didn't realize, we're using the same or the common denominator, same denominator. So if you're looking for adding fractions using different denominators or finding the common denominator, that's another video. Go check it out. We have it here along with resources. But for now, we are adding fractions with the same common denominator. That's kind of redundant, right? But neither here nor there. All right, as you know, because you followed us along the way, or your child just has an excellent teacher, which I'm sure is the case. If you're here, your child understands that fractions are equal parts of a whole. Remember, equal. They're not unequal. So for instance, in the picture that you're looking at right here, we have 4 equal parts within this one rectangle, and that really kind of helps you out. It kind of helps you out understanding these things called fractions. So before we get there, as we were talking earlier, these all have the same common denominator. Now, denominator is the number written below the fraction bar, and it shows the actual number of parts. Right here it's represented as A, and then the numerator, which is also important, is the number above the fraction bar, and it shows the number of parts determined. That's the number that's really going to change in the process of addition, because the denominator is pretty much going to stay the same, simply for the fact that the number of parts does not need to change. However, the number determined does, and you'll see what that means in a second. So when it comes time to adding fractions, let's say we're going to use this fraction right here, which is a rectangle cut into fourths. As you see here, we have the same denominator, and it shows fourths because we're representing that we're using something in fourths. So I'm going to use blue to represent this 1/4. All right, so you want your child and you want to tell them, all right, I have a rectangle cut into fourths. I want you to show me 1/4. Color it in blue and allow your child to use 2 different colors. And so they will color this 1/4 into blue, right? And I'm gonna make it look really pretty. All right, so 1/4, I have him, right? Check, boom. They understand fractions. Good job, Mom. Good job, Dad. All right, now we're going to say, now we have to add another fourth. Let's say, for instance, and give them an example, let's say you have a Hershey's bar, right? And I think they're cutting fourths, can't remember. So you have a Hershey's bar and you want to say, all right, you can eat 1/4 of that Hershey's bar, but then 1/4 of that Hershey bar needs to go to someone else, sister, brother, friend, cousin, somebody. All right, and then you ask them, well, how many Hershey bars do you have left? And so they have to determine, all right, I need to take another 1/4 of this Hershey bar, so I need to take another 1/4 and determine how many that is. So I'm gonna use red here, and I'm gonna add it up, and I'm going to go just like this. And so now I have 1/4 colored in blue and 1/4 colored in red. And if you add them together, you notice that you now have, and I'm gonna write with black, a neutral color, you now have 2 out of 4, right? It's that simple. So we have 1 out of 4 plus 1 out of 4, and in the end you will see 2 out of 4. So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 2/4. All right, that's pretty much how it goes. And give your child an opportunity to pat themselves on the back when they do a good job, but give yourself an opportunity to really go into working. Again, check out some of the resources that'll help you out. And so let's say your child, now they see their problem such as this. All right, 2/4 plus 1/4, and they need to determine how much that is. Again, the denominator stays the same. It does not change. It's like, and I'm going to use my ugly rectangle, and I have my rectangle cut into fourths, and so I have 2/4, and I'm gonna use the color red to represent 2/4, and I'm going to color 2/4 red, which is what your child's going to do. And then they have 1/4, and they'll use blue, 1/4 colored in blue, So 1 out of 4 is blue. And if they put that together, they see that 2/4 plus 1/4 equals 3/4. Now we have eighths. Ooh, I love eighths. I really do. All right, and again, I'm going to use my rectangle. I should have used a circle. Your child can use whatever shape they want, by the way. It'll really help them out to see different shapes and understand how to break them up, because every shape, believe it or not, can be cut into equal groups somehow or another. All right, so I have my, and I know what you're thinking, why is he making it like that? Because I have my eighth, see? I made it in the fourths, then I cut it in half. All right, so I have my eighth, and right here we have 1/8 colored, and I'm gonna color that in red. And then if your child wants to be cool and creative, they can say, all right, now 3/8, I'm gonna color 3 other, 1, 2, 3, and they can see that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 colored. Therefore, 1/8 plus 3/8 equals 4/8. This is how you teach adding fractions with the same, or the common denominator, with the same denominator. It does change a little bit with different denominators, but that's a different video. Thank you again for joining me on my learning block. I'll see you next time. Keep learning with me.